We got a huge weekly candle close for crypto coming up in just a few hours. What I'm talking about is this weekly time frame for Bitcoin, which is the driver of this crypto market, is going to be ending with a solid candle close below the weekly 50 SMA, which is a major support. However, I did say that chances are that support is not going to hold because when you keep hitting a support on the same trend, and this would be the third time on that support, chances are it's not going to hold alone. However, we are hitting this consolidation zone right here that ranges anywhere from about 90,000, right, on these weekly candles, ranging from about December of last year to about February of this year. So 90,000 to 110,000. Quite a bit of consolidation there. So there is a good chance that we get a bounce anywhere in this zone. And we just took a trip to about the mid 93,000s just earlier. So we could be getting that bounce right now. I'm still looking for a hedge opportunity to short Bitcoin because I am very long on the markets. I am still long on a lot of the altcoins here. I am still bullish on the longer term outlook of crypto, of course, Bitcoin as well. So these are just my opinions, not financial advice, just what I'm doing personally. You guys got to form your own opinions and strategies. And I do think that a very possible bottom is coming up. What I'm talking about is going to be the monthly 21 SMA here, which is the blue line that's currently sitting at about $87,000. And why is this? Why do I think that this is a very likely bottom, right? It's because Bitcoin has not hit this major moving average during this trend, okay? And there's some divergence signals on the monthly time frame, but this will be the first time that Bitcoin is hitting that 87,000 that monthly 21 SMA, okay? If we actually take a look into the past, okay, into the past, which is basically the most recent past, going to be the 2021 bear markets, right? Where the monthly 21 SMA has basically held the price action, the monthly candles for 4 candles, so for 4 months. However, that was a much overdue dump there because if you guys can actually see, there was a on the monthly time frame RSI, right? If you guys actually take a look, it was in very overbought territory, which we have not been in. Okay, we have not even reached 80 on the RSI, so I don't consider that we have been in very overbought territory as we have seen back in 2021, back in 2017, and even during those times, even 2021, it still held the price action for 4 months. Okay, during that way overdue dump with bearish divergence. Like I said, I don't think we are in that territory in terms of the RSI on the monthly time frame. So this is why I think this is a very likely bottom, right? Or at least a very good strong support. So that's what I think. That is why I'm still bullish on the markets. Now let's take a look into, we're going to be talking about a few altcoin setups later in this video, which will include Ethereum, some bigger altcoins, Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin. See what's happening with some of these coins later in this video. Have their price and trading patterns, have their price targets changed, and their trading patterns changed. So we're going to be taking a look into that later in this video. After we take a look into a few news headlines, I'll give you guys my instant reaction. Okay. Now, one of my key arguments, I'll be honest with you guys, was the Fed rate cut cycle that we have just started, that we restarted back in September, right? And right now, looking for the December meeting, for the December 10th FOMC meeting, we're looking at a probability of a rate cut now less than 50%. So this is not looking good. However, how long are we going to be taking a pause for if we actually take a pause on this meeting? I don't think we're going to be taking a pause for as long as we did in 2025. So I still think that even though we're looking not as good for the December 10th meeting, but these probabilities could change. But even if we're not looking good for a rate cut in December, I think we're still not going to take as long a pause as we did this year. So this is why I'm still bullish in terms of macroeconomics. All right, let's go ahead and take a look into the daily time frame. I am looking for a possible hedge here, somewhere about the 97.5 area. Okay, if we actually take a look here on why that is because we're seeing Bitcoin struggle to get back into this falling wedge that it broke down from. Okay, this is the daily time frame. You guys can see that there has been rejection as of yesterday and today, that the rejection is coming at about 97,000. Okay, so I'm not looking for anything big here for my hedge position to short Bitcoin. I'm just looking for an insurance policy. So basically, if we get rejected here and go down to 90.87, I'll still get paid while still waiting for this bull cycle to continue. I'm looking for lower time frame confirmation, and I'm not seeing that just yet. Okay. I might change my mind on the level where I take a hedge, but that is my opinion right now. Let's go ahead and go to, I just want to point out that there is bullish divergence on the 6 hour, on the 12-hour time frames. And I'm looking for resistance at about the 6 hour and 6 hour and potentially 12-hour 21 SMA. That could be coming towards that 97.5 area. And that could be serving as lower time frame resistance. Okay, I'll update you guys on my opinion if anything changes. Let's go ahead and go to Ethereum. Let's take a look into what's happening. Excuse me, we're gonna take a look into some news first before Ethereum. First piece is by ZY Crypto. OG Bitcoin whales are reportedly dumping their Bitcoin stash, but here's a catch. Analysis from Caprio founder Charles Edwards suggests that long-term Bitcoin holders known as OG whales are crashing out in large numbers. Okay, so I mean, if you guys want to take a look into more of what this could mean, you guys can take a look into ZY Crypto, but they're not very detailed on their posts. But I'll give you guys the headline here. If you guys want to read more about it, it is in TradingView. I do have an affiliate link in my video description section below. If you guys sign up using my link, I will get a commission. Next piece here is by News BTC. From .com to crypto, veteran analyst says the bull run isn't over. According to market reports, Bitcoin fell sharply this week and pushed the crypto fear and greed index down to 10, a level tied to extreme fear. Yeah, I'm feeling some of that, but I've also seen quite a few crashes, and I don't think this has been that extreme of a crash. I thought even the crash a couple weeks ago, that was more scary than this one. I mean, this one we're just kind of dragging our way down to some major support levels, and I don't think we're far from some really strong support levels. Next, investors and traders are asking whether this marks the bottom of the cycle or just another step lower in a run that has already seen a 25% correction. I think we are at a possible bottom, but I also think that we are at a risk of a little bit more downside. I just want to point out that we have also broken out of a huge rising wedge pattern, broken down on the weekly time frame, and that target is about 80,000. So could we hit that monthly 21 SMA and continue down some more? It could, because the monthly candle the monthly candle runs for 31 days. So there's a lot of time for the price action to range around the monthly 21 SMA. It doesn't have to be exact. Something to be taken into consideration of. All right. Now, extreme fear hits crypto markets. You guys can read more about this if you guys want to, but this is what I'm highlighting. Let's see what this person has to say about why he thinks that it's not over yet. So, this is by Rand Mueller. Okay, bull markets don't end like this. I've been around for multiple bull bear markets, 2001.com, 2008 housing, 2017 crypto, 2021 crypto, etc. When bull markets end, either something breaks or believe in the asset market crumbles. Yeah, I mean that's what I've been saying. I mean, bull markets don't end around when price action dances around the top for like a couple of months like we have seen. I have been around since 2019, but that bull market top in 2021 does not it didn't feel like this, all right? It felt like it just went down really quickly, okay? And there was a lot of disbelief. Not like this, okay? Not like this. I mean, if you guys been around since 2021, at least you guys know what I'm talking about. Things go down very quickly, and that's not the case here. Let's go to the next piece here, which is by News BTC. Bitcoin indicator sounds buy alarm for the first time since March. Return to 110,000 soon. All right, so let's just take a quick look into this piece here. The price of Bitcoin has struggled around 95,000 mark after showing some early weekend strength on Saturday, November 15th. According to a prominent analyst on the social media platform X, the premier cryptocurrency seems to be showing signs of a potential rebound in the coming days, but we do have to get back into that falling wedge we broke down from with a solid daily candle close, at least. So, yeah, without getting too much into it, you guys can read about more about it, but I do think there's more upside for crypto. That's all I gotta say right now. All right, let's go ahead and go to Ethereum. Let's see what's happening with Ethereum here. A lot of these altcoins, especially these bigger altcoins, are gonna be following Bitcoin. Okay, so whenever I am looking to trade altcoins, I always look at Bitcoin first. All right, I talked about this daily time frame pattern here, falling wedge pattern. There is still potential for more downside, even though falling wedges have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. Let's just say if it breaks out to the upside, I'm going to move this measure move a little further along the upper trend line. Let's just say if it breaks out by this point now, for example, it's going to be about 47.5 for Ethereum. There was bullish divergence playing out. Let's see if this continues to play out, or was it just a very weak bounce? Now, bullish divergence doesn't guarantee a strong bounce. It just tells you that there is going to be a higher chance of a bounce. It doesn't really tell you the strength of that bounce. Now, when bullish divergence keeps building up, then the chances of a stronger bounce could come, right? But it is still yet to. I mean, you still don't know for sure the strength of the bounce. We're all just talking about probabilities here, okay? Nothing in this market is 100%. Always have to consider the downside of everything. Now, the downside of Ethereum here could be about 2,800, which would be the bottom trend line of this falling wedge pattern, which I think the market is seeing as well. Okay, because this falling wedge pattern is a validated pattern. Even though I don't have exactly 3 candles touching on the daily time frame here, I think it is close enough. Let's go ahead and go to Solana. See what's happening with Solana here. Solana here, I also talked about a falling wedge pattern. Okay. And if Solana breaks out by this point, for example, price target would be about above $225. it is trying to stay alive within this falling wedge pattern here, just right above the bottom trend line. I talked about a rising wedge pattern that broke down. Okay, that's why you gotta watch out for rising wedges. And there is still potential bullish divergence. Okay, so something to be looking out for in Solana. Let's go ahead and go to Litecoin. This is the monthly time frame for Litecoin here. And this falling wedge is still valid despite 4 months of fake outs, because candle wicks do not invalidate patterns. Okay, well, these are fake outs because you just have wicks trying to break out of this pattern but ends up back into this pattern, but it does not invalidate a pattern because these were candle wicks to begin with. Okay, if you get a candle close above the pattern and then you candle close back into the pattern on the highest time frame that the pattern is validated in, then that would invalidate the pattern. But in this case, no. So I still have a falling wedge pattern for this monthly time frame for Litecoin. If it breaks out by next month, for example, price target would be about $165 price targets. It is on some major moving averages as support, including your monthly 21 and your monthly 50 SMA. Let's zoom in and see if we can get any more clarity on what Litecoin could be doing. There was bullish divergence playing out, as you guys can see on the RSI on the daily time frame. And it has been making higher highs and higher lows on this daily time frame, which is still good because higher highs and higher lows are the foundation of an uptrend. And it has been making higher highs and higher lows since this bounce here. So let's see if Litecoin can keep this going, because there's quite a bit of resistance that's on this time frame you should be paying attention to, including your daily 50 and your daily 200 SMA. So let's see if there's going to be a breakout soon. Let's see if Bitcoin bottoms soon. And this is basically what I'm seeing for Litecoin, Solana, Ethereum. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of these coins or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request due for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you on the next one.